Now, according to a Ghana Web Report, the U.S. Department of State 2021 Annual Country Report on Human Rights Practices, released on 12 April 2022, has said, while the Constitution and law provide for an independent judiciary, the judiciary was subject to unlawful influence and corruption. Brofonasi Chinese said, "Your judiciary na justice, chief justice, anim yabua edi animono. Hey, Missy Tie, mo bia me ye contempt of court. Won't me run Obeso run ya dikako run US attorney for no. State attorney for no. What the contempt you could do or mabuanu we are now for the media for you cannot." U.S. State Department report and say your judiciary nurse one justice, chief justice enim yabu adi animono. The judiciary was subject to unlawful influence in the day. And they say and your man say judiciary ne ye no na enkrofo nsa ehye ase enkrofo be ya. Yati kromo say ana national security minister kanapa obekọ ne akwa akotie no boys. Wamunim boni a wamu yenti yesu trimu fita entiamwa enkun. National security minister nim boni a wamu tie kira wamu ye no wamu manipulate the judiciary. Chief justice enim yabua what time we judiciary no okwa Ghana for her from Ayabosu kan to Kotokuraba to Malata to Central Market to you can say Agbogloshi ekwo you can say Kejetia and professor judiciary ne nyefe judiciary ne bon judiciary ne enian munyam judiciary no kanka ekon pa yes you can okra kyerɛw say na Ghana for ka judiciary ni enian munyam. Ghanaians don't trust the judiciary anymore because Ghana foresee the judiciary is gradually becoming an extended version of the executive. That means Akufo-Addo amemwo na wobu no as the judiciary na toa no so. Yanti Kroman yenya justice of the High Court Supreme Court ebeka kira ye say judiciary ni benya o allowance a yeso o mo frɛ wo mo nkrofo a o mo wo presidency epa o ma chewa ansa ne mo allowance na sabi o judiciary o te one allowance obaji a eso kopa presidency a chewa ansa ne dema no. How can that judiciary look in the face of the same presidency and tell them say they mo ye na wrong? So judiciary na justice anim ye bodi anim no, we tell you one authority say e bon e kon e kan pa, and nobody should come and scare us with contempt. Please come on, stop it. According to the report, judicial officials reportedly accepted bribes to expedite or postpone cases, lose records, or issue favorable rulings for the payer of the bribe. Where a U.S. State Attorney, U.S. State Department for report, almost see a judiciary ne wo hono. Sebi yo obi ko tua kakra emu a saa kakra na yede be mu omo no. Etimi mo sesa case no ye postpone case no kwarachi. No wonder so opuni case say ye dia ni si ye di na ekọ na eba eno ye ka say do opuni na me say ye postpone cases aya na nkofo bi benefit ya na madam for kokko osu ye ayi se kire be ka kire o wo say lawyers don't solve problems, they complicate it to make money. They intentionally postpone the cases so they can make more money from it. So according to nani so be na ade che wonye ska meboa. So your judiciary, according to a U.S. State Department report 2021, almost judiciary no more kakra, no more yedi, no more kakra, they can change a year cases. Rulings sekura no more kakra. Yanko tie a national security minister Kandapa said your Kandapa behave say your judiciary is an extended version of the executive. Into a poor match say rulings in yama wo mo mane emma ye favor dodo mo maka kraba ha na mama wo mo nso ketewa bi ma pone kakra ketekete ma mpole aso mo nsem yentie Kanaba.
Injustice occasioned as a result of the absence of an effective justice delivery system or delayed justice or biased justice is certainly a threat to national security. And indeed, when injustice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered as the final arbiter of disputes, is deemed to be biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of justice delivery. And similarly, the failure of the criminal justice system to ensure effective and expeditious trial of criminals adversely impact the morale of law enforcement agencies. It also emboldens criminals to perpetrate more crime.
Okay, so in this case, according to a national security minister, the judiciary no ekoswa ya bias ya a threat to your national security, and it's a fact. Now we Ghana for 10 now be so almost say wamuje a court to Nidia. I tell you an authority say mu 7 and your court to Nini. Train I can crumble your mutri say kakran and waboniko. Because judiciary in Yakono, judiciary in Yakono. Nobody should scare us with contempt. We know what we are saying and we believe what we are saying and we stand by our conviction that from where we stand, the judiciary is not attractive. The people no longer trust the judiciary. Especially under the leadership of a human rights active in Anaku some human rights lawyer. 1 year human rights lawyer be who wabwa is a facade. So the judiciary is not attractive. People don't trust it. We didn't need a U.S. State Attorney a report to U.S. State Department report and say your judiciary ne nye papa. Now you can say National Security Minister Ekoso can say when criminals, and in this case criminals no mom go we about you. And you go we are banchi 2x4. And you go we are you can say sardine any 10 cedi any phone I don't go. When real criminals, political criminals, organized economic criminals steal the people's money, and we sit down and concern near the Marano. And I'm some ya chrome fonti, Mosha da the Marano, and you say, no more that Marano, and we say, I should go we are about this. See, when you come out fonti, near Nakotum. Also, some Mokoswa, jai criminals of the hookah. In this case, criminals in here, Mumia Musa, no criminals, Maya. Yente National Security Minister.
Effective and expeditious trial of criminals adversely impact the morale of law enforcement agencies. It also emboldens criminals to perpetrate more crime and breeds lawlessness among the citizenry. Developments which threaten the internal security of the state. If you are going to be able to address the security challenges that we have, especially the domestic ones, we need to be able to ensure that there is a judicial system that works. If we do not have a system, a judicial system that works, many people will simply take the laws into their own hands and misbehave and do what they want. Therefore, in trying to manage the security situation, it is important for us that we do get a judicial system that works. And we are all lucky that in the sub-region, we are perceived as a country where the judicial system works and where you could expect.
You see, National Security Minister Kanapa was an astute politician and worker assembly when him the worker. Or choose the words very carefully or say in the sub-region we are perceived. The word perceived. Catch it. What are you perceived? What am I perceived?
Perceived. Anka nana boy ananka yenko dictionary.
Yenko dictionary.
Naka yenkan brofo no.
Yenkan brofo baba.
Me nana mama madam na ono so wonte ase ewo eye twimu.
Perceive na se chese.
Perceive no ho. Se wokọ eye dictionary num na wokọ boss perceive anka ne twimu ne de yesusu se.
Yesusu se. That means entesa.
Eti no se wokọ a na wokọ hwe eye dictionary na we was say a verb. Or say one, become aware or conscious of something and I come to realize or understand. Number 2, was say interpret or regard someone or something in a particular way. It's in Nitia we train in say.
Na adian sente sakrana. We are perceived. Say ye dimraso. Adam is ye dimraso ne mo nipa ne say.
Nitia I to say interpret or regard someone or something in a particular way. I say uburu say Ökataky ewo hoi wo sika pa.
So in this case, make us say biana mini capre, but perceived. So we are perceived. Say you dimraso, but we are lawless.
Aye. Asa ye ba no, ye nima ye de ba ye keka asa mako ma me na abaya ne tini nchen. Ofie na odidi ane madidi wi ansa na abaya na akwa konye aduane ni be die bi wo ha kra mpo na ye man be didi awie na ono aduane kwa wanya bi ndi no. Eti ene eti sando oduru e kronkron mewurade na so kofi a wo bunukunu. Oho eti perceived say we nyamesum ni na so na kuma mutum.
So judicial officials reportedly accepted bribes to expedite or postpone cases, lose records, or issue favorable rulings for the payer of the bribe. Wait, State Department, U.S. State Department, Voneka.
One more should more one my year, and then some of my to Ghana, honey, and a woman who would do come and a tresse. And I watch them say, so we call court to now, and how kind sentence by sentence, and come
sentence by judicial officials reportedly accepted bribes.
See one more court and then judge for and the clerk for Cajon, and a more woman you court to them on a be or what, or get the mudia. No, get the mudiana
expedite or postpone cases.
We get the mudiana case the biwa here na dini se or interest room and a bisu or na ya chimwa to say from her to Hamley.
Was it lose records or issue favorable rulings for the payer of the bribe?
One more much bribe readers are one back judge for the Biaqua Momo. Comacas same way no MSS Simmons in the end did Yanchiana Kakra and Nasa docket Yamanina.
Where U.S. State Department for
that be as a court for Robert Brabo pa.
Now, Yababa, a year, you can say, a good father named Crawford, yeah, say, Indian did that. I ever so.
Sir, I to say, I didn't win him say, you pay out yet you boo, not so for the buy or saying ye. So for another confirm, okay, you name so boo.
Now, I press ye, you won't pen ye. So when your Chief Justice here, what court parliament say, you're quack a year, you can say, vetting, parliamentary vetting. Near Busa Chief Justice, hey, Chief Justice, now, what do you do? Obima Mua Ponchia. Obaje, now Chief Justice, now here, Nimkacha said, you know our society, we know each other, we know. No, Chief Justice, you himself society is an attention, your person, we are different. There is a reason we call you my lord.
When a Chief Justice, so be Cochana Ponchana,
you go to your Chief Justice, and Nim Yabua.
As a bronya, so no be a Chana Ponchana.
You go to your Justice and Nim Yabua, our core vetting. Now you say, will be Chana upon Chia. Wabeje.
Nanti Debbie won't not open Obeje. Bring a draw back Chief Justice appointed. Not so what out was.
But Chief Justice couldn't have answered the way he answered.
Okay, and come back.
You
Judges, once you become a judge, you should not take a gift from anybody in excess of a certain amount of money.
Please, we live in a very small community. Kofi knows Ama knows Kofi and the rest. And look at how we all went to boarding schools and the rest. We know so many people. While sitting here, I know so many people. Mr. Mutaka, Honorable Mutaka, I know you very well. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I know so many of them. Mr. Dafia Meko, Honorable Dafia Meko. This gentleman happens to be my friend. He's here. So as for you, you're a different place. I used to live at Kofodia with Mr. Makwata, honorable member. Then Eugene too, I know him very well. Honorable Eugene. Please,
Chairman.
Please, yes. It's West. Yes. Yes.
Okay, see, you see, sometimes we need to look in the face of our leaders and tell them the truth. Chief Justice couldn't have gone for a year veteran and start behaving as if say you agrobina ebia wo di wo vetting ho.
That be say
no. See young current
say that say yet Ghana and then can no na yet compound house no. Say o ma me kura ni wona odin semfo a obi tumi free dem betian. It will be any mobi. It will can say.
But look at the demeanor. I have told you that when it comes to communication, whites only form 15%.
Okay.
Body language, facial expression forms about 65% of it. Look at the demeanor of the whole country. Your chief justice, I want no never be a mamre ni muno. There be now he Nasha said there ni demeanor as one year diagora as was say we live in a society. Yes, we know we live. What do you say, PSA? A true baby, it got to a point. Not judges among kind newspaper. They will watch TV. You know why? Because they don't want you to prejudice your mind before you go on into a ruling. It will judge a winning mobi today. Winning mobi in the community and so what? There is a reason winning mobi and your friend, my lord. There is a reason I do cloak, a war, a horse whip, a European horse whip, a so you don't go sit there and the chief justice, some of this magnitude and look at the bedrock of the issue.
Says will be there.
In fact, it came on the back of say ye judiciary no and as information our cover by ye egu ye nimu say so badly say you see a chair a lawyer and a judge a punching a waje. So this was the time for the chief justice. This was the time for the chief justice to stamp some authority and redeem the image of the judiciary. But for chief justice to sit there and say, "Hey, we live in a society."
Ama knows Kofi knows Ama.
What is that? What is that? But who do the law court? Is that how he behaves? Oko court is that the demeanor he rules issues with?
Na say chief justice Bronya so and I will be odini birthday obi onim no it will be better say oh ebi age dollars we ebi age
yes me busa question me say who do chief justice courtroom? The demeanor what you rule is that the demeanor he came to the. And I say
this man oduru ode awe atentene na edwuma
no but why
do oduru o bi
yes me musa question why does he have to assume a certain body posture when he is given a ruling?
Because no ye ni agro ho
exactly so ye ni agro parliament.
Oh na say parliament komodie no
mudi ba vet me di agro
the be vet ni different from say ye di aseme wo court.
Yenko chief justice bi o.
Will you advocate that judges, once you become a judge, you should not take a gift from anybody in excess of a certain amount of money?
Please, we live in a very small community. Kofi knows Ama knows Kofi and the rest. And look at how we all went to boarding schools and the rest. We know so many people. While sitting here, I know so many people. Mr. Mutaka, Honorable Mutaka.
I wish Sanka go for me Facebook na or share. The demeanor satam na a former chief justice a Gloria Akufo et Sophia Akufo et Nechi. Go and look at the demeanor of Sophia Akufo Nanim and you will know she is just surprised the chief justice is answering the question the way he is answering. Look, let's go to Facebook. Munina yenko Facebook. Na no. Please pay attention to a former chief justice Sophia Akufo. Ni facial expression when the chief justice was answering it that way. Look at the facial expression. She was so surprised. She couldn't believe the chief justice would say something like that.
Nana Mensa Kokore Nimbio.
It's Power 979 on Facebook. Yankwani chef former chief justice not a justice and nation and pay attention to the she was just surprised. Pay attention to a former chief justice.
Oh, but we are sure now why surprised.
You say, yet me read the body language. It's young a former chief justice. Justice Sophia Akufo. Him. The demeanor when the current chief justice was answering the question the way he was answering.
Will you advocate that judges, once you become a judge, you should not take a gift from anybody?
Pay attention to the face of the former. Pay attention.
Please, we live in a very small community. Kofi knows Ama knows Kofi and the rest. And look at how we all went to boarding schools and the rest. We know so many people. While sitting here, I know so many people. Mr. Mutaka, Honorable Mutaka, I know you very well. Yes. Oh yes. I know so many of them. Mr. Dafiameko, Honorable Dafiameko, this gentleman happens to be my friend.
Pay attention to the face of the woman behind.
So if
pay attention.
As for you, you're a different play. I used Eugene too. I know him very well. Honorable Eugene. Please,
the chairman.
Please, yes. It's West.
Look at as what you grow.
So, honorable members. So, Mr. Chairman, please, if at Christmas and you come and give me a hamper, the hamper can be more than about, say, 500 Ghana cedis. Please, let's face realities. We are Ghanaians. Would that amount to maybe influencing me so that when you have a case there, I will certainly bend the rules? No, please, we are Ghanaians first. Yes, so please, when we are advocating for this, we must call for a national dialogue to arrive at a consensus.
My Lord, I'm asking this question so that we don't go with the Ghanaian public having an impression that my Lord Jesus.
Look at the face of Oseche Mensah. That response was surprised. Look at the people sitting behind the Chief Justice. Everybody was surprised.
Gift, true sense, cultural sense, and gifts that are meant to compromise and make a person corrupt within the context of our income tax law on gifts. Thank you.
Honorable member,
look at their faces. Look. Wait. Okay, yeah, pause it. Look at the faces of the people sitting behind the Chief Justice. Look at their faces. They were just surprised the Chief Justice was responding in the way he responded. Let's be honest. Look at the facial expressions.
Oh my God.
Look at the people. These are astute judges. These are astute lawyers. These are lawyers par excellence. Look at the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice Sophia. She's so surprised. One can hear crowd. Chief Justice Ankani Yokura.
Is that oh my goodness. It's Usha Crawford and him now.
Analyze it.
So Usha Kani Chief Justice and I walk. Am I your enemy? Bana. Kani Chief Justice, what didn't say? Aquanosi. Hey!
She said, was your pension Italian?
Mabopusa.
Why cringe?
Every cringe there, and I said, my country, cringe there. One more, a sumna bonipusa. Say, hey, Coenim, that's Anna Cano.
Sana, who read you?
It is already anymore. And I want Papa Bina or also Tina anymore. See, a Sembeni,
a dear Queen.
And I know the Ote, a year former Chief Justice, then Stanley Fasono, our botai, yeah, was so cool to blue blacky. I say, what a wow!
What a wow!
What a wow!
What is this?
I say, what a wow! And Papa or botai red no. I see, hey, Samaba.
Also, was he feeling any? Is this the Chief Justice?
I say, what am I hearing? I say, I say, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? And about botai, as a green, your last one, I say,
I didn't say.
I didn't
say. Look at their demeanor. Shaga now we're watching on.
What's any quack Pacrono? Because when you this Papa or person or Chief Justice, or say, Mammy Coran and baby, Papa.
You see, nobody can cite us for contempt. We are only analyzing the demeanor of your Chief Justice. When he went for a year veteran.
There will put more woman to one demeanor and a year analyzing.
Okay.
Sir, as when I can say, one can you cry.
One can you.
If you say, be a Osisubia, na Lankabia, Osisubia, can say, oh, there be Chief Justice of one as a judge for inter allowance, Nayana, a Tata Sono. Send a bear who here, no biddy be allowance
and quackatry. A PC and quack. A quanka justice of a year the Supreme Court make us say Uhian allowance just for partial answer.
Oh, say allowance no a be womb. It's a be or na abino so who 50.
That is Justice Bafu Bonnie. Justice Bafu Bonnie, near here.
On here.